Yo.
What is up, sucker mother lovers? I came to talk about relationships, y'all, because some of y'all already biz naive. Y'all don't know when to go. How y'all doing, sucker mother lovers? I miss y'all. So I want to tell you guys something. Like, I was talking to one of my sucker mother lovers a while ago. This is completely off subject. But you guys remember back in the day, for those that have been around, that I used to have my little dog, Shy, that was always in videos. And then there was one that was in the background that was kind of always playing around. Well, as most of you guys know, I am with... Okay, I'm not sure, but my camera's trying to hate on my life. It died. As I was saying, you know, most of you guys know that I'm without my babies now. I do not have any dogs at the moment, but I am. It's been a year since I lost my last one. The last one passed August 2nd of last year. Anyway, so a lot of y'all used to remember that was in the background. Guess what? Funny story. He's actually still in the background. So this is actually the one that just passed, well, a year ago. So he's still in the background, guys. So that's my little sentimental moment or whatever, that he's still stalking me and still behind me as I'm recording my videos, or still in the videos, let me say that. All right, so on to these relationships. Let's talk about it. Obviously, let me say this. I am not a professional, so don't be like, you know what, Trinity, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't be defensive because I know what the hell I am talking about, and you mad because you don't want to admit that I just might be right. With that being said, I want to get into this. These are just my experiences, what I've been through, what I feel, or just my absolute, okay, you know what? It is time to biz naive. Now, one thing's for sure is, obviously, unless you are somebody that just will watch whatever I put, thank y'all so much for being amazing. You obviously have Google searched or did something to where you've come to my video wondering if you should finally leave the relationship. And these are my absolute deal breakers. Number one is a habitual cheater, meaning that they're a serial cheater. They don't know when to stop putting their where it don't belong, or where they don't know start other things where they belong. Whatever the case, to me, when you're dealing with somebody that's a cheater, I feel like most of the time, once a cheater, always a cheater. Now, people will change, but they're not going to change on account of you. They're going to change on account of them. So if you're with somebody and they're like, you know what, I'm sorry, I cheated, I'll never do it again, just give me a chance, it becomes like an abusive situation. The easier you let them back in, the easier it is for them to continue to do this thing. So when you realize that you have... Hey, here's that voiceover that I promised you guys. So like I was saying, when you have somebody that is a habitual cheater, they just continue to, oh, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. No, it was not a mistake. You don't land and fall up into no cooch. It was a bad choice that you made. And if this person is continuing to make these bad choices and they keep giving you lame excuses, like, seriously, it's time to bounce. And don't sit up there and make excuses like, well, the reason why he probably guarded my phone is because my birthday coming up. I mean, I know it's 6 months away, but maybe that's what he doing. He holding on to my phone for a surprise. Stop. Stop making excuses for this person. You know when it's time to bounce. I see that I did not talk about habitual liars, but that's one thing about it. I cannot trust a liar. To me, people say that I'm backwards when I say this. I don't think that I am. But for me, if you will lie about little things, then you'll definitely lie about big things. This is one of my friends was saying, no, that's not true, that you can lie about small things but not lie about big ones. I disagree. I feel like when you start doing them little small lies, those small lies end up becoming a big lie. So it's just a waste of time. Like, if this person, if you can't trust them as far as you can see them, as far as what they're saying, and their shirt is blurple and they sit up there telling you that their shirt is light blue and organically orange, time to bounce. Like, I'm sorry, that's just for me. I cannot do a liar because can you really trust them? I don't even know if I talked about trust. I'm going to see it. Maybe another voiceover coming on. I am going to be honest, I have absolutely no idea what I was talking about earlier this morning. It is the end of the day. My camera was straight hating on me. They want me to be great, and so I had to actually charge my battery. So I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go to work. When I get back, I'm going to talk about what I was talking about. So with that being said, I want to let you guys know whatever I was just talking about, there was probably a voiceover that was, I probably shouldn't even be explaining this because I've probably already inserted the... But let me tell you something, I just didn't want time to pass by. I wanted to be able to put this video up, edit it, and all that good stuff so I can come and get back into this, because I know I have been the worst across the board. One of my subscribers, he always tells me that I just slide in for a guest appearance. Hey, no boo, I'm about to start being here for real. I just got to get into the swing of things. I be taking naps, they be too long. But anyway, back on this subject. So, a couple things. I know that I talked about habitual liars. That is very important. I don't know if I talked about liars or cheaters, but You know, across the board, to me, both of those are straight deal breakers. I tell people all the time that you should treat your relationship like a beautiful vase. Now, we all know that once you break that vase, the vase can still be beautiful, but there will always be cracks in it. So you have to ask yourself, how are you going to be able to measure the beauty of this broken vase once the trust, you know, whatever it is that is important to you is gone? So once, like, is it going to be too many holes? Because my thing is this, I usually, like, I'm cheating, that's pretty much a deal breaker for me. Like, I'm probably 9 times out of 9.5 to 10 not going to recover from that. I'm going to try, but for the most part, I'm going to be side-eyeing the hell out of you where I'm like, yeah, bitch, I know what you up to. You know what I'm saying? And to me, at that point, it's just not worth it. I understand that people are human and it's almost unrealistic to think that somebody's going to be in a 10+ year relationship and not mess up or, you know, make, you know, stupid choices. But to me, you know, you got to think better. You got to ask yourself if you got filet mignon at home or if you got chopped liver. Now, if you got chopped liver, then you shouldn't be in that situation in the first place. Moving right along, I think that it is very important that you have some type of communication, because at the end of the day, going with somebody, being with somebody, circling, yes, you know, because that's going to be your boo, you know, based off of looks, honey, looks fade. So if that's the only reason why you're with somebody, yeah, chances are it's time to let that relationship go. Depending on how you are, if you're a family-oriented person and there's a lot of conflict or whatever, and your family is important to you, but whoever your boo is not really getting along with family members, a lot of people have the, you know, ability to cut their family off based off of who they with. No. I'm not that person, like, because to me, a lot of times people that are close to you, that you trust their opinion, they can see a lot of things that you cannot. So it's not, I'm not saying to take people's opinions or anything like that, but I've learned over time that, you know, when, you know, the person that I'm with is not, you know, liked, or if there's weird tension or whatever, it makes me not go around, you know, my family. And eventually I'm going to stop, just, you know, start despising who I'm with based off of that. So I think it's very important that if, you know, family is important to you, you know, if this person, there's some weird stuff going on, or if they trying to take you away from your family, or they sit up and they starting to bitch and complain saying that you spending too much time with your family, yeah, it's time to boot school. Because to me, that is a big red flag that this person may have slight control issues to where they just really don't want you. Now, hold on now. Let me just say this before I finish that. There is one rule, there's an exception to that rule. And that exception is that if you are one of the people that you have your whole family in your relationship, then chances are you probably don't need to be with yourself anymore. You probably need to dismiss yourself. And why I'm saying that is because I cannot stand being in a relationship and every little thing we do is broadcasted across the board to the family. I'm sorry, I'm not with your mama, I'm not with your sister, I'm not with your brother, I'm not with your cousin, I'm not with your granny, I'm not with your uncle. So why are you exposing every bad thing? Because at the end of the day, then guess what? That's going to have them develop an opinion about me. Like for me, I'm very protective of my relationship while I'm in it. You're not gonna know bad stuff about who I'm with or whatever, because I'm not about to give you, first of all, your opening that where you think your opinion matters. At the end of the day, I'm gonna make my own decisions. So your opinion, it's like an asshole. Everybody got one. I don't need yours because I got my own. If you're attracted to the person, I know some people like rank sex really big on their whole roster of, you know, is a relationship over? I feel like passion is more important. That's just me. Again, this is something that you have to decide. To me, I think that you should have 4 things that you cannot live without in a relationship. Whether it's communication, being attracted to the person, sex, you know, that's on you. You know, whatever it is, you know, humor, whatever. But I feel like, you know, it should be some things that, you know, are your absolute deal breakers. And you have to be realistic with yourself. If you know when you met that person, they didn't have those qualities, stop trying to take somebody to the altar to alter them. Like, I think that is extremely important. That's what's wrong with half of us, is that we get in these relationships like, well, you know, when I get with him or her, whatever, you know, I'm going to be able to fix this. I'm going to be able to change that. No. Like, if this person is over 25 years old and actually like 23, chances are you are not going to be able to change them. They are already stuck in some of those ways, and if they change, it's because they want to, not based off of you. So make sure that it's things that, like, for instance, I was in a relationship some years back or whatever where I didn't get any affection, and I realized like during that relationship that I am a very affectionate person. So when I wasn't getting it, I was like, you know, I kind of felt some type of way, and it didn't make me feel good. So I think it's important that first of all, you get to know yourself, you love yourself. You cannot expect to get that love from somebody else that you're not giving to yourself, you know. You know, the biggest one, and of course, I shouldn't even have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, is abuse. Mental or verbal. If you have somebody that's mentally or verbally abusing you, you don't even need to be watching this video. You should have stopped this video at minute 1 and figured out your way to get away from that situation. You already know that the relationship is over. Like, to me, I get that sometimes, you know, anger, you know, gets the best of people and stuff happens, but don't make sure that that's not becoming a habit, that they're calling you out your name, they're making, you know, they're talking down on you, and verbal abuse doesn't necessarily have to come in an argument. So you need to pay attention to those people that are sitting up there talking down on you, talking about how you dress and doing all this stuff. That person doesn't love you. They don't. Or simply they just don't like you, because you can be with somebody and love them and not like them. And what I mean by that is that if you find yourself in a relationship and you looking at this person and stuff about them, like even when they call, I mean, y'all ain't even in an argument, you kind of turn it up your face, or certain things that they do just really annoy you, chances are that you don't really like that person. You know, so I don't know. I mean, some people can be in a relationship. I think it's unrealistic if you try to be in a relationship and you don't actually like the person, you know. And then another thing is goals. Like, I mean, I know it's probably one of the most, you know, lame questions or whatever, but I'm always quick to ask somebody, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What are you trying to do? You know, and also a big thing too, I feel like it's important that if you are a person that you don't have kids and you want kids, if this person is iffy about that, let it go. Or if you're in a situation or whatever and there's conflict between them and your kids, please don't be that little sorry ass mama or sorry ass daddy that chooses your spouse over your kids. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know it's some little demon seeds running around here, whatever, that they need to just go back to Satan, like return to sender, you know, but I don't know how I feel about that when people, you know, choose their mates, you know, over their kids. That just doesn't sit well with me. I don't have kids, you know, but when I had my dogs, like, I definitely would side out people that, you know, my dogs can get along. Because, you know, dogs can sense some shit. Y'all need to pay attention to your dogs. Like, for real. So those people that got animals and stuff, and your animal usually like everybody, but they don't like your spouse. Fido trying to tell your ass something. Pay attention. You know what? Support. I think that one of the things that, you know, it's important is that you have somebody that's supportive. You know, and if you don't, you know, chances are it's time to let that relationship go. You know, because you have some people that, like, you could be sitting up there doing everything. They're not going to support you until you make it. I don't need you. I need somebody that's going to kind of shove me, push me a little bit, be like, you know what, you can do it. And just a little bit to let me see that you're interested. Like for me, with my YouTube videos, if I'm with somebody and you ain't watching my videos, chances are I'm going to show you the door. Like, and I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to just sit back like a Virgo and I'm lurking in the corner. You know, I don't pay attention. I'm like, you saw that part at the 323 mark when I said whatever. And they be like, no, I haven't watched it yet. The video been up for a month. What you mean you ain't watched it yet? I'm about to boot scoot you. You know, and it's just, to me, like, you should show some type of passion about, you know, your significant other and what they're doing. And I mean, if you're not that passionate, it's just kind of like, you know, to me, you should, I get people being separated, you know, and having their own interests and all that stuff, but you should have interest in what your significant other is doing. You know, be a person of your own. If you find yourself lost, you know, and you kind of don't have like any kind of idea of what you would do if you lose this person, all that, chances are you probably need to walk away and find yourself. Maybe come back to them later, but don't lose yourself in a relationship. And if you find yourself already lost, chances are, yeah, it's time to bounce. I talked about cheaters. I talked about liars. Talked about passion. I don't know. I think for the most part, that's kind of like the base of it. I may sit up here and watch this video and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this. So y'all may have a lot of voiceovers. But I just wanted to give the base. Like, at the end of the day, like I said before, if you Google, how do I know if the relationship is over? Chances are it's already over. But also, too, like, I mean, I can do a whole video on how you can know if somebody cheating. Let me tell you something. They call me Newman and Associates for a reason, baby. I will investigate the hell out of you. And I just sit there on the information like, think I won't? And I'm just waiting. I'll just sit there with the ammo. Boom, boom. Shit. Anyway, Sucker Mother Lovers, I think that this video is definitely long enough. If you have some questions, put them below. I will answer them if I haven't voiced over and talked about it in the first place. But anyway, if there's a topic that you want to discuss, I'm down, because let me tell you something. There's a lot of reasons why I can't on Love and Hip Hop. You know, I love Love and Hip Hop. I've definitely been watching it, but Lord Jesus, there's so many things that I could say that I will not. But anyway, I got a lot more in store for you guys. Love y'all. I miss y'all. Yeah, this video long enough. I'm out.
Now listen, don't be letting Betty Wright tell y'all that having half of a man or half of the other woman is better than not having one at all. That's a damn lie. I'ma need a whole one, goddamn. Ain't nobody got time to be playing with this old half-off stuff. Better go on with that crazy shit. Get out of my face.